Come on across. I'm coming. Is that a better spot for you? Yeah, we can do it. You think you're so smart? Oh. Okay. Let's go across. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. Go on. Knows his way across better than me. Instinct, I guess. Whoa. There. Whoa. Hang on, I'm coming. Whew. That was fun. All right. Made it across the creek. See if he sees that starting point. Does not appear to. We're not just going for a walk, dude. Right there. That's your deer. That's your deer. Right there. That's your deer. You smell that? I hope so. We got 1,100 yards to cover. Oh, you're gonna eat grass? Good, that's a good start. All right, let me get these GPS started. 1, 2. All right, you ready? Track it. Okay, so best laid plans. I wanted this to be a really hard track in these open fields, let it bake and blow in the breeze. And the rain came, had a ton of rain, more than I was expecting. And probably served to hold the scent in place and freshen it. So it's probably not going to be as hard as I wanted it to, but it's still pretty hard. Looks like he's having to work. Hooves only. We're at 27 hours. It's heading in the right direction. Kind of, sort of. there's a road over there to the left that he's familiar with. Much easier, just to keep him honest. I did a loop up in the woods up here and see if he gets it. I think I'm pretty much, yeah, he's on the line. Let's see if he goes into the woods instead of biting on that easier road. He's having to work. See how his head's down? There goes the hop step. He just caught something. He's going to work on these open fields. These can be tough when they bake in the sun and get blown around. But looks like he's not having too much trouble. I'm convinced he can smell the line now, so anything weird is probably him goofing off. I'm not exactly sure how I went through here, but I don't think that's totally correct. I think I went up at some point. Yep, right there. Okay. Well, we'll see how it goes. It's a long track, longer than normal. Yeah. I think I went down pretty close to right there. And he could be smelling the line covered by that water. I'm going to try and get to him before he goes too far. Of course, this was the real world. I probably would have slowed him down and stayed with him, but this is property we use a lot, and he knows where he's at. What? We're not doing that. That was a clear distraction. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Good example. Come on back over here. Hurry up. We're not doing that. I don't know what he smelled, but that was crittering. So, putting him back on the line. Trying to oh, I didn't hurt you, you baby. All right, looks like he's back at it. A little correction. Now, oh, still looking over there, huh? Now, even if it were, even though it's wet and gross, if he continued that distraction, I'd bring him right back to the scent line and put him in a downstay. He needs to keep heading in the direction we were heading. I'm going to let him work. Probably got too distracted by that critter and lost the actual line. No, we're not doing that. He knows it's wrong. Might be lost. We'll let him see if he can reacquire. Or he might know and he just can't stop himself. Either way. Oh, as I was saying, it's a long track, so if it gets too long, there's some boring parts probably. Who knows, most of it might be boring. Watch it or don't watch it, but I might edit out the parts where he's just walking down the line and, you know, pick it up from where we get to the good stuff if it gets too long. But right now he's on the line. You might be able to see that power line in the distance. We're pretty much headed in that direction. Not on a beeline, but pretty close. I'm allowing a little slop for scent movement. I'm not allowing distractions. The wind was variable. Oh, great. Talk about distractions. Live deer. What I would expect him to do is look at it for a while, maybe even till it's out of sight, and then get back to work, realizing that it's not the deer he's tracking, although he knows he's not tracking a deer. He's tracking a set of hooves. A little bit agitated. Oh, there's 3 of them. Great. Well, real world practice. Looks like the 2 young ones don't know what to do. Okay, they're going to follow mama. He's going to watch. Let's see if he gets back to work without me correcting him. 5 years ago, this dog would have been pulling as hard as he could and trying to break free from the lead and chase those things into the next county. So he's grown up. We've done some training, but he's still a dog. They get distracted. I let him watch, but in the real world, I don't want him to get crazy unless he's telling me we jumped the deer we're tracking. Otherwise, he'd be getting crazy all the time. These fields were totally dry when I laid the track, and now there's ankle-deep puddles. These are just hay fields that won't be cut for a little bit. Still looking over there, but still maintaining the line. Might get distracted as we go past these houses. He spends a lot of time. Oh, that's lovely. Pay attention. Now, not letting him head over there to look for those deer. But if he wants to do that to reacquire the line, I'll let him. These fields, I thought it was going to be just hot and breezy and dry. Guess I messed up on my weather forecast, but I was hoping this scent would get blown all over the place in these open fields. I always warn hunters before we get to these type spots that the dog might look a little haywire, and he kind of does, but not really. I think the water, all this water falling, held the scent closer to the actual line and also freshened it. People always worry about tracking in deep water like this, and it really doesn't do anything but help. Now there's a spot here where I walked out right about through here, so if he wanted to go right or left here, I'd stop him. Does not seem to want to. Looks to me like he's on the line. He's definitely having to work, other than the obvious still looking for those deer, which ran right across the top side of the line, but we'll worry about that when we get there. He's got his nose down a lot more than he's used to, which tells me he is having to work a little bit for the line. There he goes into his right turn, letting him do it. Hit the edge, came back and said, here it is. Always searching for the edges. That's why they do what we call bracketing. A little bit of air sanding over there. Might have been just a scent distraction. He was in a little mood this morning too. Didn't want to get in the side by side, so we had a little prayer meeting, and he realized he had to. He wanted to go tracking, but he wanted to chase the side by side, and I didn't want him to because we weren't taking trails. We had to take the road because it was so wet, and I didn't want him running on the road. Now we get, I can't remember exactly where we went into this ditch. I think it's the left side of these poles. And then I walk up the ditch a little ways before I get out. I don't know how effective that'll be, but oh, potty break. If this was the real world, I'd be praying that that deer didn't go up that hill, or any of these hills for that matter. At least not right now while I'm fat as a cow. That's a little bit wrong, but if he comes back, I'll allow it. Try and decide if it's a distraction or not. It's not. He got to the edge and he's coming back, looking for the line. Should hit it right about in here. There. That's how they do it. They either use a casting thing to find the edges, or they do those turns, usually in one direction. This guy usually goes right. Okay, a little hop step. Tells me he feels very good about the line right at that point. I don't see anything, and I won't, because it was a hoof-only track. Now, see what he does here. We get in this ditch, and we hang a right. Don't know if I went far enough for him to get it, but yeah, no. Looks like he's going up. Let's see what he does. This would be a situation where I got out maybe just before that big clump there, but he may have lost the line. Let's see what he does. He took the obvious answer. I was just trying to mess with him here a little bit. If he loses it, I'll bring him back to the last spot where he looked good, which was that little hop step prior to that ditch, but looks like he's working back toward the line. Oh, he needs to make a left here. Right about. Sounds like he's smelling the line, but now he's going backwards on the line. Okay. I don't smell it over there. I smell it behind me. Well, this turned out to be a pretty tough check right here. But now it looks like he figured it out. Maybe. Again, looking for the edge. Not really satisfied. Still trying to air scent the line. He knows he smells it back over here. I'm not going to push him. Looks like he's reacquired. Now you see that piece of orange tape I just cut through that little break there. Made a hard right into there. See if he gets that. See him kind of drifting around, losing confidence, trying to air scent the line. There. That's probably the line right there. Head down. Confirming it, picking a spot here. Seeing if he really does smell his target scent. Felt like he did. Kept going. Now, the wind, what there is of it, there's not much wind. There was a bunch yesterday, but it was all over our left shoulder. What we call a left quartering tailwind. Almost looks like he's smelling the line in that break there. Right there's the turn. He smells it. Oh, missed it. No. All right. Let's see if he comes back. Now, if he doesn't, I know the line. It's a practice track. Don't look at me. I can't help you. Where's that deer? Gave me that. Can you help me look? And boom. He knew it was here. There. That's so cool. I think so. I mean, if you're watching till this point, you might think it's cool too. I think I just went right through there. I don't know why he's struggling so much here. The scent should have held in here. Let's see if he gets lost and comes back. I'll leave that marker up. Not that I'd get lost or anything, but I don't think he's possibly smelling the line in there. Could be. No, I think he's wrong. Let's see if he can figure it out on his own. In the real world, I'd probably follow him because he looks like he's working. As soon as he stops and looks confused, see, he's just not sure. He keeps looking up, trying to air scent. Now he's kind of working his way back. Giving him slack, not pushing him. Figured that out all on his own. He went farther than I'd like to see, but that's tracking. Let's see if he makes that left turn. That's interesting. I didn't think he'd have that much trouble in here. I thought the scent would just hold in here. There. Now he's back on it. Very nice. Now we just go straight across this field. And just to keep him honest, I go in the woods for a little ways before I get back out. See if he can get across this field fairly reasonably. Not bad for 27 hours, but hoof only. But I really do think the rain helped, freshened the scent, held it in place. I wanted it to be a little more difficult. It does seem like he's working. Amazing how they get right to that edge and then come back to reacquire. Now we're going to wind change to a little bit of a headwind here. We're going to make a right turn, but only after we get in the woods. I'm hoping he doesn't there, the hop step. He smells that scent coming out of the woods there. This has some twists and turns in it, but nothing horrible. There's some sucker trails, forks that he certainly could take. Really fun to watch these dogs track. If you don't think so, you're probably not listening to my voice right now. I think this was fun. Wasn't the demo I had planned, but all in all, not a bad job, and I'm enjoying watching him. This could be a tricky spot here. There's a lot of stone. We crossed this creek. It was bone dry when I laid the track, and I stepped on a bunch of these rocks. But we're getting close to the target now. See if I can get across here without killing myself. He may or sent the target. I did a little J hook back toward us at the end, and the wind's in our face. There's really no wind to speak of, but whatever wind there is. Plus I cut through here. See if he gets it. Yes. I didn't want to go. Just wanted to give him one more turn before the J hook. I don't know how long this video is taking. I lost track of time, but there wasn't a lot of messing around, so that's a distraction. I know that because of his behavior, but also because I laid the line. But here he comes back. He didn't, 6 years old. He's grown up a lot. He knows I'm not putting up with it. He still tries. Oh, you big baby. He must have stepped on a sticker or something. Okay, we're coming up on the J hook. It's over here, right to his left, right now. That was a sound, not a scent. The target's just off to my left, about 15 yards. See if he keeps, he might be in the cone. We'll cut him slack. He's wrong, and he's not following me out. I'm just gonna drop the lead and see if he can find it. I didn't see the tail, so he's not trying to take credit, but those hooves, not hooves, they're pieces of leg. They've been laying there for 27 hours, so it's reasonable to assume there'd be a scent pool here. And you can see his head's up and he's looking for it. Watch the tail. He knows he's there. You're standing right next to it, dude. You see it? It's right there. Such a brat. Don't come over here and try and get a reward. You I don't know, dude. I'm giving you credit, but go ahead. Where's that deer? Oh, got bugs on it. Being a brat. Right there. Where's that deer? Where's that deer? Where's he at? You're such a brat. You gotta show me the tar. There goes the tail. God, you're terrible. Good boy. What a good dog. He doesn't want them. They got bugs all over him. What a good dog. Good track, Valentino. It's amazing how they can do great like that and then look like a little spaz when they get in that scent pool. I cut him slack at that point. I mean, odds are we'd have seen the deer or he'd have zeroed in on it eventually. I mean, he was standing right behind it, stopped. I didn't see the tail wag though, so who knows, but so it was a fun track. No time in the woods behind your dog is wasted. I enjoyed the heck out of it. I love watching dogs track and spent all that time at all these seminars. It's nice to come home and watch my guy work. Yeah, what a good dog. What a good dog. What's the matter with you? He wants his reward. He's been on a diet, so he's focused on the human food I got for the reward. So these open fields, transitioning back into them and out of them and across them, they can be really tough when it's 27 hours later and they bake in the sun. I was hoping this one would bake and blow a lot more, but then these thunderstorms moved through last night at 3 o'clock, and my feeling is that surely the scent moved around a little bit, but the thunderstorms held it in place after that, and then the water just made the line that much easier for them. Really, the hardest part of this track was getting across that creek in the beginning. It was almost dry yesterday, and we had so much rain overnight that Val had to show me the best way to get across. He didn't like the way I went across, and he went the other way, and I followed him, and he was right. Meatloaf, yeah, it's been in the fridge for a while, so it's definitely dog food. I hope you like it, as I'm cutting you back on your dinner, you little fat pig. Now we're both on a diet, so let's not get grumpy about it. All right. Great track, 27 hours, about 1,100 yards, and just some zigs and zags and turns. My little jank back over there with that little depression wasn't perfect. He cut the corner and lost the line, and then took him a while to reacquire after he did that. But in the real world, I don't know that's there if I can't see any sign, and I just let my dog work, and sure enough, I saw that little hop step, and for whatever reason, he had difficulty with that little tree break there that we went across. He figured that out on his own too. Let your dog work. I guess that's pretty much the key for what we saw today. I'll try this again with these open fields, and maybe we'll get to see a little more pinball in action. I mean, he was really a lot closer to the line than I expected, and it's not what I wanted. I wanted to make it hard on him, and I think the rain just really made it easy on him. So that's enough babbling. All in all, good track, fun track. We'll see you next time. Thanks.